Hi, friends. Janelle McLaughlin back. And today I wanted to talk to you about teachers who feel alone. And if you're an educator out there and you're feeling very alone in fighting the good fight, I just want you to know that you're not. Sometimes we feel isolated because of a different mindset or different educational views from the other people on our team. And I just want you to know you're not alone. But sometimes we have to be a little bit more intentional on making those connections. When I was a first year teacher, I had an excellent team. I met with my colleagues daily. We planned together. We talked about practices and reflected on what we were doing each day, and it was awesome. But after a couple years, I changed districts and I joined a team that was a little more experienced than I was. That will be one way of saying it. They were not as open to new ideas or new strategies. And so I felt very isolated, especially that first year. We only got together once a week. We would talk and we would plan. They basically just gave me binders of worksheets, which was not how I taught and not what I thought was best practice. And so I felt, since I was the minority on that team, I felt like I had to listen and not really rock the boat. But then I would go into my classroom and I would teach the way that I thought was best for my students. But it left me, again, feeling just isolated. So I actually connected with some excellent educators who had similar mindsets to me that were not on my team. They were in different grade levels, and those friendships still exist today. They crossed outside of the workplace and into our personal lives, and those were good connections that I had to intentionally seek out. Several years after that, I moved into the role of curriculum director for my district, and I was even more alone. I had other administrators that I worked with, but they were in the role of superintendent, principals, technology director. There was no one else in the curriculum team, just me. And it was a brand new role. So I didn't even have people who had been in that position before to rely on or lean on. And so I had to look outside of the district even for those connections. And that's when I discovered the world of Twitter. Twitter was my go-to learn, to connect, to collaborate. And then I started finding LinkedIn was also a very valuable place for me to connect with other passionate educators that believed the way I did and who also would help expand my beliefs and bring new learning. I have met some excellent people from around the world just through social media, and some have even become those friends outside of the workplace now too. I know other educators love and rely on Facebook and Instagram for those resources, that place to make those connections. But I think the similarity among all of these experiences are the intentionality. You can't just wait for people to come to you. You've got to go out and find people who care about kids, care about teaching, care about doing what's best for instructional practice everywhere, and make those intentional connections so that you can grow and that you can help others grow. So you're not alone. Keep fighting the good fight.